been done in country after country after country. And how do they write it? Aha. Well, now let's go back to God momentarily. He's all just. He's all holy. He's all merciful. He is infinite spirit and perfect. You can't see him because he's spirit. Let me ask you, is God a liberal? You think he's a liberal? You think he's a Democrat? Do you think God is a moderate Republican, a la Bob Dole? Or do you think God is like a conservative Republican like Rush Limbaugh? I think you're getting my drift. God is an all-or-nothing God. God is pure and perfect light. And Jesus Christ came as a light to represent God the Father in this world. And he was perfect. He was perfect. But you see, Jesus is gone now. He's gone back to heaven. So we can't see Jesus the human, this cosmic Christ that they're talking about. So we got to start getting back to reality here, that God is really God. And every time that they twist a rule, every time that they make a law, every time that they allow a little what they call tolerance or diversity and unity or whatever it is an application to demonism on our God, the Blessed Trinity. God is all or nothing. He is pure, perfect light. He will not participate in darkness of any form. And that's why he told the Pharisees what he told them. What did he tell them? Your father is the devil. But you don't hear that in church. Now, the difficulty with us is we look at people and we say, well, you look like me. Well, this is the way it used to be. It's not like this anymore. We used to look at people and say, well, he looks like a man, I'm a man, and she looks like a gal, and, she's a gal. I'll tell you why it's not like that anymore, because when I go walking around a mall, I see people with with rings in their nose, and rings in their ears, and rings in their bellies, and rings in their elbows, and I know they don't look like me. But at one of the Nazi trials, one of the people who had been in one of the camps, he suddenly broke down crying at one of the Nuremberg trials. And they asked him, why did you break down? And he said, I looked on the witness stand and he said, I realized that man sitting there who persecuted us and killed us is just a man. You see, communists are just men and women who believe something different. What is it that they believe different? And of course, that's the question. You see, this fight, this battle that we're in, as much as I detest abortion, it's not about abortion. And as much as I detest war, it's not about war. And as much as I detest liberal thinking and so on and so forth, it's really not about that. What it's all about is this age-old battle of Lucifer versus Christ. Lucifer has his own church, you see, and God has his. And if Lucifer can assign more people to his church who really don't know they've joined the church, he's being very successful. And if he can keep people in God's church immobile so that they don't even think that there's a war going on, and God forbid there be a militant church, God forbid that the crusade be fought to save Western civilization, well, then everything is okay, because most of the world is working for Lucifer. These people who we don't see, these people who get into government, these people who twist and change our laws and look like us are not like us at all. And not only that, they do not support in this country, we have a constitution. I wouldn't really mind so much if they supported that. No, it's not a monarchy. Yes, it was a republic. Yes, it's a Masonic republic. But we still have a constitution. Had. But you see, the people who run this government, and the people who run both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, as a matter of fact, the people who created the Republican Party, are members of the Masonic Lodge. Did you know that? I have a book called 10,000 Freemasons, and in that book they give the names of the people who started the Republican Party. And when you start going through the names of the who's who, Bob Dole, George Bush, Ross Perot, they're all members of the Masonic Lodge. Now, what's the big deal about that? The big deal about that, one of the big deals, actually it turns out being a little deal, but it's still a pretty big deal, is that when you join the lodge, you take an oath. It's a sacred oath. You know why? You know it's a sacred oath. It's because it never comes out what the oath is. If it wasn't sacred, everybody would know. It wouldn't mean anything, would it? You say to a Mason, you say, you took an oath to support the Constitution of Freemasonry, even if it's opposed to the Constitution of the United States of America. Didn't you? Oh, no, I'd never do that. Never took any oaths. Well, you see, Masons have taken oaths to lie to you. Now, what kind of honesty are you going to get out of a man who's taken an oath to lie? Hello? Not long ago, we met a 32nd degree Mason. He told us he didn't take any oath. Okay, so you lied. In the first degree, they say, I, Congressman, of my own free will and accord in presence of Almighty God in this worshipful lodge of free and accepted Masons, dedicated to God and held forth to the Holy Order of St. John, do hereby and herewith most solemnly and sincerely promise and swear, I will always hail, ever conceal, and never reveal any part or parts, art or arts, point or points of the secret arts and mysteries of ancient Freemasonry, which I have received, am about to receive, or may hereafter be instructed in, to any person or persons in the known world, except it be to a true and lawful brother Mason, or within the body of a just and lawfully constituted lodge of such. Not my father, not my mother, not my sister, not my brother, not my daughter, not my son, not my dog, lest he's a member of the lodge. In the third degree, the Mason promises, he says, further do I promise and swear I will obey all regular signs, summonses, or tokens given, handed, sent, or thrown to me from the hand of a brother Master Mason. Furthermore, do I promise and swear that a Master Mason's secrets given to me in charge as such, and I knowing them to be such, shall remain as secure and inviolable in my breast as in his own, when communicated to me, murder and treason excepted, and even they left to my election. You wonder why these congressmen run around with their pants down, then pull their pants up and protect this one and protect that one and hide this guy away, give this one his retirement fund, get him out. It's always going to be a cover. These guys have taken an oath to cover. There is no Republican Party. There is no Democratic Party. There never was a party except for the Masonic Party. There is no ABC. There is no CBS. There is no NBC. They all came out of David Sarnoff's RCA, who was a Mason. In the seventh degree, he says, the oath, I promise and swear I will not wrong this chapter of Royal Arch Masons. Later on, I further promise and swear I will not speak evil of a companion Royal Arch Mason behind his back nor before his face, but will apprise him of all approaching danger.